What's going on, guys? My name is James Livingston, back here again, showing you guys what I've got cooking here for this week. SPY, QQQ, IWM are obviously our main watches here every morning in the market to see what's going on in general. Overall, right now, as we know, SPY, QQQ, even IWM at this point, all pushing higher and higher. No real pullbacks, just kind of continuation to the upside. This is, believe it or not, still healthy price action. We had a nice pullback day to reset a lot of our indicators, and we're continuing onward. A lot of people, want this to just fall and crash, and they're gonna keep getting burnt trying to go to the downside. And I've been trying to say that to people, and we'll see. We'll see if anyone ever learns. I had to learn the hard way myself when I first started trading. That these things don't always go. They don't always have those big ups, big downs, big ups, big downs. Sometimes it's always up and small pullbacks, etc. So we just got to be aware that we are in an uptrend at the end of the day. So as of right now, the levels that I am looking at mainly here for SPY, that high day there on Thursday, which was about 563.18. That's where I'm kind of watching right now to see if we get continuation back to the upside towards the all-time high 565. As far as downside, the only real path to downside right now is breaking 557.44 to possibly see, to possibly see that push back towards those lower 550s, if not a dip under 550. So that's what I'm looking at there for the most part, trend-wise. If we look in here on the 30-minute time frame, just to see what's going on right now, we obviously can see, push down Thursday, pull back up Friday. They did try and pull back down on Friday again, but buyers did eat it right back up. Some crazy strength right now going on by the buyers. And you can see that here we did gap up in the morning time. So we have a little baby gap in here at about 562, upwards of 562.76. So 562.25 to 562.76. Have a little bit of a gap there now that the bears will aim to try and fill at some point. They might fill it today. Sorry about my voice, guys. I'm a little I'm not sure if I'm getting sick or something, but got this nasty cough. But as of right now, levels wise, again, that Thursday high 563.18 is my biggest level that I want to see us hold, essentially 563. We did top out at 563.44 in the morning, so I'm going to set that as my upside level. If we break that, we can continue to the upside towards that all-time high. As far as downside, right now, at this very moment, I would say it's 562.75 to fill that gap down. But for the most part, I'd really like to see us break down underneath of 562 to see a further push to the downside. So those are my levels. As of right now, I'm going to make this one more like orange. This is just that high of day from the other day. Or my apologies. This is the start of the gap. The start of the gap filled to the downside now. So that's what I'm looking at on SPY, QQQ. Gonna have a very similar situation here. Again, the big bearish candle right here. Obviously engulfing kind of gives us a little bit of an indication that maybe trend starts to flip. Friday they didn't have quite as big of a push as SPY did towards the upside. We did have a little bit more of a indecisive candle close here on QQQ. So we closed relatively within that 485 to 474 range from Thursday's candle. As of right now, looks like QQQ did also gap up overnight, but they are already filling that gap. They actually just filled that gap down here in the pre-market already, so this gap has officially been filled. Now we can start to look at, what are the key levels for sellers to push on to get it to go lower. I think right now 479.59 would be that level. Upside wise would be the top of the morning here, 481.47. I think that's really what you want to look for that push to the upside. You could possibly take 481, just a break over 481 in general. But I think 41.47, 41.50 is going to give you the optimal break to the upside. upside wise, if we break that, aiming for essentially, that high of day there on Friday or on Thursday. So you're looking at more of this 485 area. If we do get the 41.47 break, there's a good chance we could get a little hesitation up here at 482.70s. So that's your upside range. Downside, once we break 479.50, I think you've got a potential support right at 478.45, and then down towards where that gap was on Friday morning, so at 477. So that's QQQ. IWM here. IWM has been extremely strong over the last couple of days here. It's actually surprised me. I know we were talking about it in the last couple of videos, showing that potentially there could be some bearish displacement right here, where essentially we had that push down, we had that consolidation back to the upside. This was actually the golden zone on the retracement here, but you can see that the bulls invalidated that with that candle on Friday, which does happen. It happens more often than not that those golden zones can get invalidated, especially when the overall market trend between SPY and QQQ, the market strength is still to the upside. So these trying to bet on the downside right now is tough. And we had this giant fair value gap right up in here from this candle that I think is what's currently getting filled. As you can see in pre-market, we're at 222.20, which is about right here. So we're almost filled on this gap, this fair value gap, which is about to 224. So something worth noting there, that could be what the target here is for the bulls, 224. Looking in on the 30-minute time frame, we can see that it did top out at 222.56, I should say. So 222.60 essentially would be our top side level for right now for continuation. As far as downside, it's tough to look downside on this one at all, just because of how strong it is. I mean, we have this resistance that should turn now into a support at about 220.60, 220.50 area. If we would lose that, then we have another one down here at about 219. So I would say that there's definitely more range to the upside right now than there is to the downside. So just be careful going in on any kind of short or puts for IWM at the moment until we see some major levels get broken. I'd really honestly like to see 219 get broken down to see some meaningful push back down into what we now have as a fair value gap over here. So that is IWM. Let's check out some of these Magnificent 7, see what's going on here. NVIDIA, this one had kind of a breakout setup written all over on the 30-minute. Let me get rid of some of these drawings here. We had this kind of almost like this wedge form right here that I noticed there on Friday. It's a really crappy drawing, but kind of like this. Oh my god, why is my thing glitching out? This is annoying. Anywho, you guys get the gist of it. Essentially, we have this wedge set up right here where we've broken out of it. Now we've created a gap just like on SPY and QQQ. SPY and QQQ did fill their gaps, or at least QQQ did at least. Wow, I just said that twice. Can you tell I need coffee? Anywho, like I said, gap right there. As of right now, that 130.94, 131 just about level. We had that level back on Thursday morning as well. It seems to be a pretty strong one. If we do break 131, I think there's a good chance that this thing is headed for 135, 136 relatively quickly. But either which way, NVIDIA looks like it's all-time high bound at this moment. So overall, strong setup. Did have a little hesitation there on Thursday with the rest of the market, but overall, nice bullish recovery. Now, they do have earnings here on Wednesday, so in 2 days, NVIDIA has earnings, and I believe it's at night. So NVIDIA is market moving. If this thing has, a large earnings, a good earnings, and it gets a big push candle, you can expect the markets to also head back to all-time highs as well, which would not shock me. Everything looks pretty set up to push highs again. So we'll see. But right now on NVIDIA, if you're looking at levels, I mentioned that 131 just about up top there for upside, and then for downside, if you want to look for puts, obviously you can look for that gap fill at 129.87. So basically a break under 130 if it doesn't happen already in pre-market. If that does happen, then honestly I would stay away from puts on this one until we break below 128.44. That seems like the only spot where we'd start to switch up the trend again. So those are the levels that I'm looking at there on that one. And then let's check out Tesla here, because Tesla, another one of everyone's favorite stocks to trade. You can see here Tesla's got a nice setup overall on the daily. We've been, ever since we rocketed up to 270s, it's went down into this kind of channel pattern right here. Channel down, 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 and then push back up. We do have this gap that has already attempted to be filled once, attempted to be filled twice. Would not be surprised if on this third attempt we actually start to see some meaningful push into this one. This is on the daily. This could for sure happen this week. It just depends on how much volume we can get, which if NVIDIA also has a really good week in terms of earnings and stuff, I wouldn't be surprised to see Tesla get some sympathy volume from the market in general, maybe see that push back to the upside. So I'm a little bit more bullish on Tesla than anything, to be completely honest. I know that at the moment it still needs to get back up, but overall really not looking too bad. Upside wise, we've got a level here at about 220, 221 just about. So 221 there from Friday, and then pre-market here. Downside wise, if we're going to look for any kind of downside, I think we need to see a breakdown below 218.70. 218.70 can bring us down to that 20 EMA, or sorry, 200 EMA there on the 30-minute, which could, for the moment, at least momentarily, reverse things for Tesla. But overall, I don't hate this setup, I should say. I actually think that Tesla might be getting ready to push higher, but we'll play both directions, either way. Even if it does pull back a little bit back down towards the 210 levels, I would still consider this trend overall fairly bullish short term. So yeah, I think that's gonna just about do it, guys, for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Hopefully these help you guys. I know it's Monday morning, and you probably the last thing you want to do is hear me talk. But I just want to give you guys some insight into the market. Hopefully help you guys be able to look over the market yourselves every morning based on what I'm doing. And this is always, it's helped me throughout the years, and especially the last year, doing things this way. I feel like if you mark out your levels and you respect your levels, you're bound to get profitable. It's just a matter of managing the risk at that point and trusting in your levels, really. So if these do help you, please leave a like, comment down below, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if it's helped you at all. If you made any money off my levels, I appreciate just knowing. Makes me feel good that people are actually making money off these. And of course, if you're new to this channel, I really would appreciate a subscription, as I'm trying my best to just keep pumping these out as much as possible. I do a full-time job too, so doing these before I go to work, and then I'm going to be trying to also implement more videos on top of this here very soon, trying to go over some more stocks for you guys, some ones to watch. Speaking of that, I just want to check on Roku. Roku is a play that we did in the Discord here on Friday. Worked out really well. A lot of people actually won pretty good on this one. Roku has some gaps across the left here that I was mentioning about. We've got this gap right here, and then we've got this gap way up here, and we just broke this key level right here at about 60 is what it was. And now we're starting to trend back up. We have a lot of range to the upside, so I'll give you a little hidden gem here. Roku, I think, is one that you can most likely look at on a pullback. I'd like to see it pull back into maybe that 66.60 to like 68.50 range for optimal entry. But you could look at those $75 calls for 920, or those $75 calls or 80 calls for 1018 of this year. So little hidden gem for those that stayed this long in the video. But anyways, guys, hopefully you did enjoy. I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. If you don't have a community you're already a part of, please click the link down in the description. Join Alpha Stocks Labs. We're here to help out the traders, here to assist you in your journey, learning the correct way to trade, so that way you can have a skill that's going to last you, a lifetime. So, yeah, like I said, hopefully you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.